Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome to a collaboration with Victoria from Accounting for Luxury. So today you're going to see a video on my channel as well as a video on Victoria's channel where we did a Zoom call together and we're talking all about decluttering and how we want to look at our wardrobes moving forward. Obviously, I, having gotten all of my things out of storage and kind of going through that process, if you missed my decluttering series and my fashion math, etc., I will have those linked up above for you in the cards, and I'll also try to remember to link it down below in the description box. I'm not very good at remembering that little tidbit, but I'll try. But anyway, we are both sort of on this journey, and I think I had mentioned it in a video, and Victoria reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to do a collab about just, like I said, kind of going through this process of decluttering and really trying to hone in on your own personal style and what that is and what that means to you. So I hope you enjoy this video. Please make sure that you go check out Victoria's video, which will be linked in the description box below. Like I said, I'm sort of the part one or the beginning part of the discussion, and then Victoria's part is sort of the second half of the discussion. So like I said, please make sure you go check out her video, and without further ado, let's declutter. All right, let's talk decluttering.
So we moved into our house December of 22. And when we did, we took a whole lot of stuff, and I didn't realize how many clothes that I had crammed into one small closet until I had a closet twice the size and it was still full of clothes. And so I spent the past year, like anytime I try something on and I don't love it, I've moved it to a different room. Anytime that like I've tried something on, it doesn't fit, I've moved it to a different room. And I still have a closet full of clothes that I don't even wear all of, even though I've easily taken out half the clothes that we moved in here a year ago. And I still have a full walk-in closet full of clothes.
Isn't that amazing how that works?
It's amazing how much you could swish clothes down to a very small amount.
Well, at least maybe they look a little more aesthetically pleasing.
They're
now.
able to breathe now.
Like you're not like doing that whole like fighting to like trying to like get it in or find the thing that's like hiding back there or whatever.
Yeah.
So what is your goal to, like, do you have a goal this year, or like what do you want to get to?
My goal is a like 2-year goal, because by the time that I get to be 30, I want to have a capsule wardrobe, because I'm still wearing clothes that fit me when I was in middle school. And like I say that, but like one of my favorite skirts is this houndstooth tweed skirt from Ann Taylor that I've literally had since 7th grade. So I've had that skirt over half my life. Like that one's fine. But I'm entering a different phase of my life. And so I'm finding that a lot of the clothes that I used to wear aren't my style. They don't fit my life anymore. And so it's getting out of sort of that college level of clothing and getting into a more professional, nicer, higher level of clothing. And I'm not saying that like everything has to come from Louis Vuitton or YSL or anything like that, but turning my closet into a high quality wardrobe where I can take a piece. I want every single piece in my closet, with exception of like a few specialty items. I want every single piece. I want to be able to style it at least 4 or 5 different ways. And if I can't, I want it out of my closet. But it's very hard to part with clothes that I like and that I enjoy, but that I just don't wear because I've already put money into them. And so it's very hard to emotionally separate myself from those clothes.
Oh yeah. I hear you. You say you want to have a capsule wardrobe. What's your definition? Because I think people have different definitions of capsule wardrobe. What does a capsule wardrobe mean to you?
It sort of means creating a uniform feel throughout my wardrobe. Because like whenever I go into my closet now, there are like 50 different styles of things. And so I think getting it down to be streamlined so that I can pull anything, and as long as the colors don't clash, I can put them together or to do different looks for different occasions, to me is what a capsule wardrobe is. It's not the you have to have a white button down, you have to have a white, like a black pencil skirt, which as an accountant I have both of and I wear a lot. But like it's not that you have to have this certain selection of like 50 pieces. It's more getting a wardrobe that's cohesive together.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that because I feel the exact same way. Like I feel like when you watch these videos and it's either, yeah, you have to have these 30 pieces in your wardrobe. Like this is what a capsule wardrobe is. It's like you said, it's a white button down shirt, a black pencil skirt, a little black dress, a black t-shirt, a white t-shirt, all those things. Or it's they all have to be neutrals. And I think actually both you and I are.
We wear a lot of neutrals.
Yeah. Whereas I think that rule probably applies to the two of us. It wouldn't, for example, fit Dale, right? But I think Dale could absolutely have a capsule wardrobe. It just would be with different colors.
It would look totally different to what our capsule wardrobe might look like.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But I feel like so many of the videos out there are, like I said, like are either one or the other or both. A lot of them, right, are it's 30 items and they're in this color. Like they have to be neutrals, like both. But yeah, I wish people could get out of that, especially the neutral. I mean, like I said, we both wear neutrals. So for me, it's fine. But I do feel like that doesn't mean that's what a capsule wardrobe is. To me, a capsule wardrobe is exactly what you define, which is pieces in your wardrobe that work together cohesively that you can mix and match. And whether that's blue, purple, and red, or black, white, gray, and tan, those are your choices. But yeah, and whatever works for you. When I did my declutter, and I still probably have to do some additional editing. But when I filmed it, I found myself, I don't remember what piece it was that I pulled out. And I literally said out loud to the camera, oh, this is a whatever it is. So, I should really keep this. And I was like, no. I'm like, I haven't worn it in years. I work from home. Yes, I get on Teams calls or whatever occasionally, but I don't need to have a wardrobe of, you know, 10 or 12 Zoom shirt, Zoom tops or whatever. Like one is fine, and then get rid of all the rest. So, yeah, it's I think you and I are definitely on the same page.
Well, and we both work from home. And so I had this huge collection of like business pants, business like shirts, jackets, suits that I never wear and had not worn in years. And like you mentioned with like so many times, still had the tags on them. And I took them and I donated them to a professional clothes closet.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
I took, it was like 4 suits, like I think it was like 15 pairs of pants, like 20 shirts, some shoes, all of which were professional clothes that I would never wear for myself in a professional setting because they aren't my personality of a professional wardrobe anymore. They were things that I felt like I needed to have as a young professional. And the reality was, the rare times that I did go into the office, I was wearing the same couple of things, just styled differently, because that's what I felt best in.
Mhm. I think I finally have gotten to the point where, and I don't know, do you watch Hannah Louise Poston at all?
Sometimes.
Okay. So she did, and I'm going to talk about this in an upcoming video, but she did this whole, I feel like it was called maybe like fashion math or something like that. But what she basically did is she went through the different types of things that she does like in her day. So sleeping, working out, um, meetings, whatever it is. And she had these categories, and then she went and literally sort of like tally marked the number of times, taking a month, a 30-day month, for example.
Mhm.
Okay, how many times do I use that type of clothing? So obviously sleeping, you do it every day. So that gets 30, whatever. And it's really fascinating. And so I haven't done the wardrobe part of it yet, but I did sort of the math part of it. So I did breaking it down, and when you start looking at that and the amount of time that you spend in certain types of clothing, and then you compare that to what's in your wardrobe, it's enlightening to say the least
Mhm.
to realize that, okay, you spend 80% of your time in either, sort of casual or even lounge. And obviously people have different definitions of these things. And I think you have to attach whatever definition you want to, the particular thing. But you do this 80% of the time, but you know, 50% of your wardrobe are blazers and dress pants and skirts and things, but it was really interesting. And then I just did kind of a cool thing. And again, I recorded the whole process, so it'll end up being part of the video. But I think it's a somewhat newer app. It's called Index. Have you watched Clueless? I'm assuming you've watched
Yeah.
Clueless. Okay. So when Cher is going through her wardrobe and it's all like digitized and putting
Mhm.
outfits together, that's basically what you do. I mean, and there are definitely other apps out there where you can catalog your wardrobe, etc. But I really, really, this one just was very user friendly to me, and I really liked it. And so I used it, and then they have a service where they will come in, and I mean, I paid for this myself. It was not sponsored or anything. They don't know who in the world I am, but they will come in and photograph up to 100 items for you to load into the app. Because a lot of things I was able to grab from the web, but you don't want things if they're on a body, like if there's not just
Ooh,
a
yeah.
plain image of it, then it doesn't really work very well, especially when you're creating outfits like in the app to save or create a collection, whatever the case is. Anyway, so now I have essentially, I mean, I still have some that I need to do myself, but I would guess that I probably have 75 to 80% of my wardrobe cataloged now. Now, not duplicates, like I probably have 20 white t-shirts, but I only cataloged like different sort of styles. Like I cataloged
Yeah.
one V-neck, one, scoop neck, whatever. But I think it will be really interesting when I'm done with that, the whole cataloging process. Like I have to do my shoes. I actually did my bags. I haven't done my shoes yet though. Is to then start to take that sort of fashion math that I talked about, that Hannah talked about in her video, and pair it with actually the pieces. So I know exactly what's in my wardrobe and see how those match up. And I think that that will help me. There's also a cool function where there's a calendar view. So you can add to the calendar the outfit that you wore, and you can take a selfie and put it together. So you can decide, like, oh, did I like that outfit? Did I not like that outfit? And, especially I think for people who aren't on social media and aren't already taking pictures of their outfits, it's kind of a cool thing. So, and then they also you can put in the cost. So it will figure, and you can tag, like you can say, yes, I wore this outfit, you connect them, and then it will calculate your cost per wear. And you can,
That's really interesting.
yeah, I would
That's
just
really
check it
cool.
out. It's a free app. And like I said, you can do all of it on your own. I just kind of wanted to do, because they do it here in New York, obviously, and they're not in all locations. It's a San Francisco based app company. I mean, surprise, surprise, right? Silicon Valley. um, but the founders, I think, are like one or two women, very cool. And yeah, but they offered the service, like I said, and it wasn't horribly priced, but definitely check it out. It's INDYX. So
Okay, I'm definitely going to check that out just because I think that'd be fascinating to see how much I wear certain pieces
yes,
over and over again
yes,
versus does it change my behavior and make me use different things? Seeing that, okay, I've already worn, say, this blazer 4 times this month. Do I pick something else? Or does it make me say, well, because I wear this and I don't wear anything else, I get rid of the other stuff?
yeah. I think there'll definitely be different ways that you can slice the data as you continue. And that's, I guess, is sort of what I'm hoping is, and kind of like you, it's going to be a longer term thing. I'm not going to, rush to start purging things because I think I did a pretty good job of it when we got all our stuff back. But yeah, I think it'll be really, like I said, really interesting to see. Like you said, do you just always wear the same thing over and over again, or and what do you want to do with that information? So
Yeah. So I am very curious, how was it for you when you got all of your stuff in, seeing things that you had? Like, were there pieces that you were so thrilled to have found because you couldn't figure out where they were? Were there pieces that you were just like, I don't even remember buying this? How did that make you feel like when you actually had everything back together for the first time?
very overwhelmed. Like I said, especially with the bags, because how pathetic that I did forget bags that I had. That was sad to me. The clothes, first of all, like my whole summer wardrobe was in storage because never in a million years did I think that I would that we would not have been done, within 6, 7 months of moving here. So a lot of that stuff was like oh, thank God I have that stuff back. I think that there were any clothing items that I missed. I mean, outside of just missing not having any summer clothes and then having to buy some summer clothes to get me through summer. But shoes, absolutely. Like there were definitely times where, I didn't have any of my Oran sandals. Um, and I have a really cool pair that's like linen and leather mixed that I was very sad. Like I didn't have any sandals at all. So yeah, there were things like that. But I would say, and that's what honestly made it pretty easy for me to purge a lot of things. I mean, there were still things that I hung up that then when I actually went through the declutter, but as I went through boxes, there were a lot of things, a lot of coats. I had a lot of coats. And
I
unfortunately,
had a lot of coats as well.
yeah. And unfortunately, we only have one coat closet, which is 98% my coats. It's like literally this much my coats and this much David's coats. Um, but still got rid of a lot. And a lot of those were things that like I just either didn't fit anymore or just kind of weren't my style. Like I had a lot of like big, like faux shearling moto jacket, like those big, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
Yeah, I do.
Um, so yeah, it was definitely overwhelming, but I was actually surprised at, like, for example, my sweaters. I thought I had a ton more sweaters in storage. Like I kept thinking as I was looking at my sweaters that were here that I had that I brought because we moved during winter, I thought, God, where am I going to put all these sweaters that are coming? And I didn't. So obviously I kept those. So I obviously got rid of a lot. And I just because we did, when you stage your house to sell, you have to, then you literally take your closet down to like 10 items on a rail, right? And put all the rest in storage in the basement. So I must have during that time done a pretty big purge on my sweaters, apparently, because there weren't that many, which was good because I kind of thought to myself, I mean, I don't even wear all the sweaters I have, so I clearly don't need any others. But I think a lot was the makeup. That's what I found that I it's not that I didn't realize how much I missed it. Like the lipstick I'm wearing. Like I totally forgot about this lipstick. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to have you back in my life. Sounds so stupid, $24 lipstick or something, but it's what makes you happy, I guess.
It was interesting on things like makeup and beauty products where I used to wear MAC and MAC used to do like the whole like you trade in like 6 empties and you get a free lipstick. The amount of MAC lipsticks that I had that I didn't wear because they weren't colors that I really loved. They were colors that like in the moment picking a free one, I was like, oh, that'll be fun to try. And like I ended up not liking them. I think I must have had like 20 lipsticks that were collected just in a bag of free lipsticks in case I ever chose to use that random shade that I never wore that I threw away.
Oh yeah. I did the same when I unpacked everything. Like I said, I don't know who I thought I was and who I was so influenced by watching. I used to watch a ton of beauty YouTube video. That's really where I started, was in the beauty genre. And yeah, it was like, oh yeah, this is the new it color. Oh, sure, I'll go get that, even though it looked horrendous on me. So yeah, I had a ton of MAC lipsticks as well. I don't think do they not do that anymore? No.
No. I went to trade in to get my mom. She'd started wearing some MAC eyeshadows that were like some of the MAC eyeshadows that I had. And so I went to trade in a whole bunch of these things for some eyeshadows for her. And turns out they were just like, yeah, we don't do this anymore. And I had like 20 things. And they're just like, we'll throw them away for you. And I was like, okay. At least I don't have to haul them back out of the mall in like this very worn looking MAC bag that I brought them in. But it was one of those where I was just like, man, this is such a disappointment.
So what is like going to be your first step over the next 2 years? Like kind of do you have a game plan? What are you thinking about?
So one of the things is going through, and I've sort of done this with my winter stuff. Now that it's warming up, I'm getting ready to do it with my spring stuff. But going through and pulling out anything that looks worn at this point, and just getting rid of it. And my big thing's been like, oh, look, I can try and sell it on Poshmark. But at this point, I have a full closet at my parents' of Poshmark stuff that has not sold. I have a full closet at my house of Poshmark stuff that has not closed, like that hasn't sold. And I have my full closet of actual clothes that I wear. And so I think just getting rid of them and accepting it as a loss is sort of my first step. And then before I go and replace any of those, seeing if I actually miss them. Also, once I get all these closets pulled out, my other plan is that once I'm through the tax season, I get everything taken to Goodwill and to the women's shelter and everything that I can, then moving everything to that spare closet and only pulling in things as I wear them and see at the end of the year what's left that I haven't worn and getting rid of that as well.
Well, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Again, please do not forget to go and watch Victoria's video so you can see the end of our discussion and kind of where we think we're going with our whole processes and what's our plan and all that kind of thing. So I hope you enjoy, and like I said, please go check out Victoria's video. If you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click subscribe if you're not. Getting closer, I keep saying that, but I feel like it's taking forever to get to 4,000 subscribers, which is fine in the context of getting, new subscribers. That is not really, that's not necessarily my goal, although I love for you all to participate in my videos and things like that. But I really want to get to 4,000 because I would love to unbox that new bag of mine. So that will be bag number 1 for 2024. So if you haven't subscribed and you like this kind of content, I would love it if you would join us here. So like I said, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I upload videos. If you haven't seen enough of me yet, I will pop another video up here for you to watch. And wherever you are, I hope you are having an amazing day or evening, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.